Hey everybody, it's Goma. How are y'all? You doing okay? I hope you're doing better than me. I've had, I've had a really terrible, just to be honest, let me be honest. I've had a terrible, terrible 2 weeks. Really. About, I won't say about as terrible as it can get, certainly not, but I mean, just in the scheme of things, pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. And and today was the culmination of it, just the cherry on top. So I want to talk to y'all a little bit about it, about where I'm at. Just FYI for those of you who want to know, and for those of you who maybe can relate. So the main thing that's going on is um, I feel like, and I guess I know that I'm being led to separate myself, to pull away from certain things, certain people, a lot of things, a lot of people. And almost, in fact, almost everybody. And I'm not really sure why. I have an idea. I have an idea, but I'm not positive. Um, but either way, so last week I had a series, it's kicked off with the event with my family that, blew up into a big thing and nobody's speaking and all that kind of thing. And followed quickly by, um, that was followed very quickly by another event which led me to have to take the week off of work and just stay home. And during that time, um, I was praying and I was in prayer, just talking to God about things. And you know, it was one of those times where He just like comes in strong, and all you can really do is write it down. And so that's what I did. And what He said to me pretty much was to let it go, let my job go, let the things of this world go, because ultimately what He was saying, we're all just grasping at straws trying to hold on to a job or anything material. We're just trying to hang on to a little bit here and a little bit there and save some of our normalcy. And this is when all that was going on in Texas, with the power being out and that whole thing that turned into a fiasco, which is just a warning of what's to come. I mean, that's just a warning of the control that we're about to be under. And I mean, it just is, whether you believe it or not. I want to believe for good things too. I mean, I do. I really do. And I do believe for good things because I know how it goes. I know what happens. But I know what happens. But, um, but the fact is, this is where we are right now. And He was telling me this, like, when things go, let them go. And trust me, I'll handle it for you if you'll just like be my full-time employee, work for me, then, and I'll take care of it. Whatever it is, I'll take care of it. Just trust me, trust me. And these are the same words he gave me when I had to leave my job last year. Just walk away from it and trust me. Just trust me. Bank on my character, who you know me to be. Just showing faith in me shows me that you know who I am. That you really truly know who I am enough to act on it. Not just say it, talk about it and all that. But that means that you know me well enough to know you don't have to worry. You know I'm your dad. You know I'm going to handle it. So you know you don't have to worry. You know you can step a foot out without looking down because I told you you could. I told you to. And if I direct your path, you have nothing to worry about. In fact, I'm going to give you double. And that's what happened when I left my job last year. I stepped away in so much fear, but also faith, knowing that if I can make that step, just one step, that all my fear from that would be, I would never fear that again. I would never have fear of that again. Anything like that. I would never feel tied to a job. I would never feel uh, strangled in by a situation like that. I would know that I had the right and the sovereignty to walk away from anything that's not of God. So he said that again to me last week. And about middle of the week he said that. And some other things too, but um, so the situation came up after a few days that I had another chance to reconsider. Should I go back to work? Should I, keep grasping at straws? And I got scared, I guess, and decided that I should. I needed the money. I needed to. It would help me for a couple more weeks, and blah blah blah. And I rationalized it, and I compromised what I knew was right, what I was straight up told to do, which I don't get by direct direction like that all the time. I mean, I get, my spirit knows, but this was more than a knowing. This was a communication. And anyway, so I chose to go back to work, and that's what I did. I went back to work, and I got through the week, and I also found out this week some really difficult things to deal with, and it's not something I want to talk about, but it was a rough week. It still is a rough week. And all the while, God is kind of pointing out situations to me, pulling me back from this, blocking me off from that. I'm noticing things I didn't notice before that I thought were okay about certain things, I'm realizing or not. And then today I was in a Discord chat with people that I communicate with all the time, people I have loved and have felt loved by. Um, and it's a community that has really helped me put the pieces to my puzzle together in such a way that it totally lines up for me. And I was not able to do that just with the bits and pieces that I knew and had been shown. I couldn't put it all together with Jesus until I met Derek Bros. And he helped me figure it out with what I knew about the world. And he helped me understand some of the things uh, about Jesus that I couldn't really make sense of. And then obviously, then the Spirit adds more and more onto that. And then you begin to get just revelation about things. And anyway, Derek was a key for me. And another key in Derek is that he has always um, put the foundation in the Spirit of Christ. His foundation, the foundation of what he talks about, what he shows, it's always about the Spirit of Christ. It's in Christ. That's what it's about. And I knew that was my home, right? Because that's what I knew. That's what my heart knew before it knew anything else. My heart knew that when I was 7 and I met Jesus. My heart knew from that day on that that was the real thing. That's what it was. That's what I had to always seek and follow, but in the Christian church you can't find him. He's not there. Christ is not in the church, and I spent so many years, 40 to be exact, 40 years in the wilderness looking for God, Christian church, and he was not there. And it wasn't until I came out of that and then started to be become aware of other things going on that in the world and in the stars and lots of other things that led me back to Christ. And when I was led back there and then found Derek, and I don't want to say completed the puzzle, there's always more. But it definitely lined out put together the pieces I had and has opened more, has revealed more pieces and um, more of the picture to me. More and more by the day, that's how it goes. But lately I have felt, just a lot of kind of and pulling away from that foundation, and not from Derek, not at all from Derek, but from some people in Discord, to be honest, a pulling away from that and more of a, kind of anything goes, kind of lovey-dovey, flowers and rainbows, which I'm all for all of that, but there's no substance to it. And that type of thing, those type those people that were that, and that's fine, everybody can have their own view, but those people were, I felt like, on occasion here and there, patting me on my little head and saying, "Oh, honey, you'll figure it out someday like we have." And I thought, and so it wasn't just one time. It wasn't in public. It was messages that have been sent to me, and um, and I've also had other people from that community tell me they had that experience, and then one of them has left the group, and the others are have pulled way back. And I don't think that that's what anybody. I don't think that's what Derek would want. I mean, maybe, I don't want to speak for him, but I put it this way, in my group, I wouldn't want people feeling run off because we had turned into Christianity, peering down our noses and judging people instead of truly meeting them in love where they are and building them up. But anyway, if it weren't for all of that, I wouldn't have said anything. But it was a series of events, and today I finally said something, and I just made, a few sentences about, how are we approaching new people, and, um, there, I've had this experience, and so I know if it's happening to me, who's been here a while, then, I just don't want it to happen to a new person that stumbles in. And that got met with a flurry of messages from a person who I did not know, had never interacted with. And anyway, long story short, it did not end well. He was not truthful with me. He was not being genuine and real whatsoever with me. And I felt it was very deceitful the way he was trying to operate. So I told him that because, along with being God's full time employee, what he asked me to do, he's really impressed upon me that truth is what I have to stand on. And not just kind of the truth, or not mostly the truth, but the whole truth. And nothing but the truth. Because when you compromise, when you tell a flowery little lie that sounds good and everybody likes and is friendly and everybody gets along with, that does not pull you away from the lies of this world. And maybe he's only trying to pull me away from this world, which I tend to feel. But nonetheless, that's where I'm at, so I can't say, I can't pretend to be anything else. I mean, that's just where I'm at in life. I'm going to be and stand for the truth in as much strength as I have to do so. And so that's where I'm at, and I don't want to feel like I can't say Jesus or Yeshua without being judged. I don't want someone, accusing me of being dogmatic because I use Christian language. My understanding is not Christian doctrine. But people can't even hear it. I mean, people are so offended by that name. Yet, or evidently, willing to be an active member of a group who's who shows that that's the foundation for everything that he teaches and talks about. So I don't get it. I mean, I don't get if people can't handle that or they think they've ascended past Jesus. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know what they're doing in 3D. I don't. The thing is, yeah, all of us know, a lot of us know that love is really all there is. We know that none of this is even real. We know that we all come from one place. We'll all return to one place eventually. We know all these higher concepts, but we're here in 3D. We're here in this reality. We have to walk in this reality. So I don't know why I'd love to be like floating around, you know, in heaven on earth. I would like to be um, living in the place that, of course, the miracles that says, nothing has any meaning, and completely detached and unhooked to everything in this world. I would love that. But while I'm here for a reason, I believe. I don't think I'm here only to try and work my way out with knowledge, because knowledge will never be enough. I can understand all these different concepts and this idea of mother and father. Mother and father and son, that's the family, that's who God is. But I understand, in Lucifer being the light that comes through the darkness to illuminate, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I have a hard time with that. I get it. But I am still in 3D, and I can't knowledge my way out. I can't study my way out. I can only experience my way out. And that's what I'm doing. And if, in doing that, back to my original thought, I'm being pulled away from things. I'm being pulled away from people. So I just really wanted to say that about, standing for the truth, and how we have to have a foundation, guys, with what everything that's about to or that's already happening. We have to have some kind of foundation, some kind of thing, some kind of principle, some kind of, you know, and if you're in the spirit, that's how can it not be the truth? How can you not be standing on the truth? I mean, that is the only spirit that will leave you standing. The rest will crumble around you. All of it. That all of the beautiful concepts and ideas and, ascension theories that no one is living here. Experience is the only way that that you graduate. We're walking through it, not thinking through it. That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong side of your brain. We're experiencing it. We got to come. It's fine to understand all the esoteric meanings, and that 12 disciples are the 12 cranial nerves, and they each are characteristic of the disciples. And I mean, I get there's there's a place for that. And it's good to understand all the different levels, but somehow we get hung up on that level of it and think that all the other levels aren't real or don't exist, or we're not, don't have to think about those, or it's only one. It's not only one. It's not only esoteric. It's not only exoteric. It's the middle way, you know? So my little earphones are gonna die out any minute, and I've said enough. But listen, y'all, there was some 5 hours of drama that went on from that tonight that I did not start, did not have any intention of being any part of. And it just, the other person fed off of that for a very long time tonight, and off of many others in Discord. And I think that's a problem. I think it's a big problem because I know my heart, and I'm not being run out. I mean, don't get me wrong. No one can run me out. This is because I've been told to cut ties with a lot of things right now. But that's something to look at, in my opinion, because it does not look good to anyone else. And people are looking for answers. They are looking for answers. They're reaching out. And if that's what we have to give them, we're definitely we're not walking in the spirit of Christ, and that isn't. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I love you guys. I'm not like, disappearing or anything. I'm just pulling back on a bunch of things. And I've got some stuff that a Father is working with me on. And so y'all pray for me, and I'll pray for y'all. Love ya. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.